Today we will see the concept of elasticity of demand, chapter number 4 in your textbook. So now elasticity of demand refers to measures of the degree of responsiveness of the quantity demand of a commodity to its various determinants. It means here we will measure the magnitude of the change in demand of a commodity due to change in the factors of demand, that is determinants. Here factors are three, which is price of the commodity, income of the consumer, and price of related goods, which are substitute goods and complementary goods respectively. Moving towards the first point, that is first concept, that is price of the commodity, or price of the commodity is known as price elasticity of demand for a commodity. The price elasticity of demand for a commodity is denoted by ep. The definition will be, it is the price elasticity of demand is a measure of degree of responsiveness of the quantity demand of a commodity to the change in price. The measure of degree of responsiveness of the change in quantity demand of a commodity with respect to change in its price. So it is the ratio of the percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity to the percentage change in price of the commodity. It explains how much, by how much percentage the quantity demanded of a commodity changes due to a percentage change in the price of the commodity. So its formula will be the ratio of percentage change in quantity demand upon percentage change in price. Delta denotes the change. So let us consider an example. Suppose final quantity is q2, initial quantity is q1, final price is p2, and initial price is p1. Now change in quantity will be q2 minus q1 by q1 by 100, p2 minus p1 by p1 into 100. Now change can be denoted by delta q and delta p respectively. So delta q by q1 into 100 and delta p by p1 into 100. So delta q by delta p into p by q can be obtained. But one notable feature is to be seen here, that price and demand both are in opposite direction, both moves in opposite direction. So it will always be bear a negative sign before it, because both move in opposite direction, both have a negative relationship between them. This was the mathematical expression of the elasticity of demand, price elasticity of demand, that is minus bracket open delta q by delta p into p by q. And you have to put the minus sign before, because price and demand both moves in opposite direction and there is a negative relationship. So till now we have gained some concept of price elasticity of demand. Next we move toward the concept of the measures of elasticity of demand. What are the measures? Measures explain the magnitude of the change in quantity demand with respect to change in price of the commodity. Accordingly, there are 5 measures of the change in quantity demand of a commodity with respect to change in price. First is perfectly inelastic, that is quantity demand does not change at all. Percentage change in quantity demand is always 0 here. So percentage change in quantity demand is 0 for percentage change in price. It means consumers do not change their quantity demanded with respect to change in the price of the commodity. Here the consumer's demand is generally fixed irrespective of the increase or decrease in the prices. So percentage change in quantity demand is 0 and percentage change in price is any constant, so it will value will be also be 0. Here graphically it can be represented as a single straight line parallel to vertical axis. Price rises to P1 and P1 from P to P1, but quantity demand remains constant at OQ. So this implies perfectly inelastic demand. Inelastic demand. Inelastic demand means what? The percentage change in quantity demand when the consumers respond by a somewhat a smaller amount to a greater change in the price. It means here change in price is greater, but change in quantity demand is less, comparatively less. So percentage change in quantity demand upon percentage change in price, which is equal to or less than 1, which is less than 1 but greater than 0, because percentage change in quantity demand is less than percentage change in price, so the value of fraction will also be less than 1, because numerator is lesser than denominator. Unitary elastic demand, where EP is equal to 1, or here it can be said that percentage change in quantity demand is equal to the percentage change in price of the commodity. It will be a curve of rectangular hyperbola curve. You have to mention all the axes. Along x-axis we have taken quantity demand and along y-axis we have taken price. So here it is equal to unitary. Next is elastic demand. Next is elastic demand. Elastic demand refers to the consumers respond by a larger amount to a smaller change in the price. It means percentage change in the quantity demand is greater than percentage change in price of the commodity. The consumers respond to a larger change with respect to small change in the price of the commodity. Now it will be a flatter curve as compared to the previous one, that is inelastic curve, because percentage change in quantity demand is greater than percentage change in price here, and its value will always be greater than 1. Moving toward the next part, that is perfectly elastic demand. In perfectly elastic demand, consumers will be ready to purchase all that they can get at present price, but none at a slightly higher price. So it will be a straight line horizontal parallel to horizontal axis or x-axis, which signifies that they can purchase all that they get at the price P, but none at a slightly higher price. Coming towards the next part of the chapter, that is graphical representation, derivation of the elasticity of demand on a single line demand curve. Or here I shall show you on a single line demand curve how various elasticities of demand that has been explained earlier can be shown on a single line demand curve. The elasticities were perfectly elastic, elastic, unitary elastic, inelastic, and perfectly inelastic, and the values goes from down from infinity to 0. Infinity, from infinity to 1, between infinity and 1, फिर at 1, then at 1, then after that it decreases from 0 to 1, and thereafter it becomes 0. So we will draw a straight line demand curve AB, taking C as the midpoint and any 2 points of E and F between AC and ECB respectively. Along y-axis we have plotted price and along x-axis we have plotted quantity demanded. Now you have to note here one rule of measuring the elasticity at any point on the demand curve. Elasticity at any point on the demand curve is denoted by line segment below the point on demand curve by line segment above the point on demand curve. Line segment below the point on demand curve upon line segment above the point on demand curve. And let us see how this formula works and how we will obtain the elasticities at various points. Beginning with y-intercept A. Elasticity at point A means line segment below the point on demand curve, that is AB, by 0, which is equal to infinity because any number divisible by 0 is infinite. So the EP is here is infinite and it is denoted by perfectly elastic demand. It means demand here is perfectly elastic. It means consumers can take all that they get at price OA, but none at a slightly higher prices. Elasticity at point between A and C, say at point E. So elasticity can be measured at EB, which is line segment below the point, that is EB, upon AE. And we all know that EB will always be greater than AE. So EB is greater than AE, thus its value is greater than 1 since numerator is greater than denominator. So it is a elastic demand. Moving towards the next point, that is point C. Elasticity at midpoint C. It is calculated by CB divided by AC, and CB and AC both are equal, so the value will be equal to 1 or unitary elastic. Moving towards the next point, that is point F, or at any point between C and B. So elasticity at point F is equal to FB, which is line segment below the point, by AF, which is line segment above the point. FB divided by AF, its value is less than 1, which is inelastic demand. Elasticity at point B, which is x-intercept. Let me first write the range. Here elasticity lies between 0 and 1 in elastic demand. Moving towards the last point. Oh. Moving towards the last point, that is elasticity at B. Elasticity at B will be line segment below the point, which is nothing but 0, by line segment above the point, that is AB. Here the demand is perfectly elastic. So now we can see that as we move from point A to point B, that is as one descends down the demand line, the elasticity of demand decreases, beginning from infinite at point A, and between 1 and infinite at point E, and at 1 at point C midpoint, and between 0 and 1 at any point between C and B, and EP 0 at point B finally. So the elasticity of demand continuously decreases from infinity to 0 here. Next is methods of measurement of elasticities. How we can measure the elasticity of a demand at any point, or by mathematical measurement. So methods of measurements are two. First one is mathematical methods, arithmetical method measures, and next is graphical measures. Both of these measures has been explained to you earlier, but here I am saying once again so that you can recall it. First is percentage method or proportionate method, and the second one is total expenditure method in arithmetical measures. And in graphical measures there is two measures, that is point method and arc method. First is percentage method or proportionate method. Price elasticity of demand is measured by the ratio of percentage change in the quantity demand to the percentage change in price. Price elasticity of demand is measured by the ratio of the percentage change in quantity demand to the percentage change in price. So we come towards the point method first. Price elasticity of demand is measured at a point on demand curve, and the rule of measurement, as you all know, that line segment below the point on demand curve by line segment above the point on demand curve. So thus we measure line segment below the point elasticity at point A, elasticity at point B, elasticity at point C, elasticity at point D, elasticity at point E, all these were points. Now arc method. Arc method, the elasticity is being measured over a finite range or arc on the demand curve. It is measured over a finite range or arc on the demand curve. Along x-axis we have taken price, quantity demanded, and along y-axis we have taken price. So now when we measure the elasticity between these 2 points, that is R1 and R2, or it can be said as A1, A2, then this RR1, then this is known as arc elasticity of demand. And now this arc elasticity can be measured by two methods, that is point method and total expenditure method. Percentage method or total expenditure method, that is percentage method is percentage change in quantity demand by percentage change in price, which has been explained to you earlier also, delta Q by delta P into P by Q. And total expenditure method measures the elasticity of demand is measured by the change in the total expenditure with respect to change in the price of the commodity. Each commodity, in order to acquire any commodity, we need to pay something. and that payment is called as expenditure for us. So when quantity demanded increases, then total expenditure must also increase. The basic the basic knowledge about this is this only, that when total expenditure increases, it means quantity demand is increasing, then the total expenditure increases. Here also three measures are there: when it is said to be elastic, when it is said to be unitary elastic, and when it is said to be inelastic. Now total expenditure is always equal to the price into quantity of a commodity. Now change in total expenditure must also be equal to the change in price or change in quantity of a commodity. So elastic, when it is said to be elastic, when a fall in price brings about a rise in the total expenditure or vice versa, it is known as elastic demand. It means when a price is falling but then also total expenditure is increasing, it means the change in price is less than the change in quantity demanded. So it is said to be elastic demand. When a fall in price results to same total expenditure, keeps the total expenditure of a commodity constant. When a fall in the price of the commodity keeps the total expenditure constant, then it is said to be the unitary elastic. So when fall in price keeps total expenditure unchanged, it means the decrease in price has been correctly offset by the increase in quantity demanded. So EP is equal to 1 here. Now inelastic refers when a fall in price reduces the total expenditure of the commodity, or a rise in price increases the total expenditure of the commodity. So it is said to be inelastic demand. When increase in price increase the total expenditure, which means that change in price is less than the change in price, quantity demand is less than change in price. That's why total expenditure has increased. So in this way we can say that the three cases are elastic, unitary elastic, and inelastic. Now here we shall draw a graphical representation to show all the three cases in just one graph. Along x-axis we will take quantity demand and price along the y-axis. Along x-axis we will take total expenditure and price along the y-axis or horizontal axis. It will be a plateau shaped curve, and here I have taken 4 prices, P4, P3. So at price P4 the total expenditure is M1, and at when price falls to P3 the total expenditure increases to M2, which means elastic demand. When price falls from P3 to P4, the quantity demand total expenditure remains unchanged at M2, which implies that unitary elastic demand. And when price falls from P4 to P5, the total expenditure decreases from M2 to M1, which implies that inelastic demand. So zone 1 is elastic demand, zone 2 is unitary elastic demand, and zone 3 is inelastic demand. Thus with respect to, so now when price falls from P3 to P4, money expenditure increases from M1 to M2, and when price falls from P3 to P2, money expenditure remains constant at M2, and when price falls from P4 to P5, money expenditure decreases from M2, which signifies that inelastic demand. So